Hey guys. All right, we're going to see if we are live. All right. Does this here? Okay. Okay. Just waiting another minute or so. I just want to see how this is going to look. I got to start the camera. Really should have two screens. Oh, God. Hey guys, Terrapup here, and I'm in the doghouse tonight. That's what I call my home lab, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of work tonight. Let me reopen. So, you know what? Let's go through Google. So, what I'm going to be doing while I'm hanging out, and hopefully I can. I'm going to be doing while I'm hanging out, and hopefully I can. I'm going to be doing while I'm hanging out. It's loud. All right. Oh, we don't want to do that. All right. We are going to definitely start now. So I'm going to mute my phone. I guess I am definitely going to need two monitors. So All right. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wanting to do. So let me go change one thing real quick. Much better. Much better. Okay. So I'm going to minimize this for a second. I'm going to go grab another screen real quick. Hold on. Actually, I don't have a place for another screen. All right, let's get started. All right, my name's Chuck Payne, and what I'm going to be doing tonight, guys, is I'm going to be showing you some work in my home lab. I'm going to be setting up libvirt-D on my Radix 5. Just kind of show you what it looks like. This is what we're setting up. It's got a rock chip in it, so we're going to get that set up. So, all right, let me log in. I want to do this like that. And I'm going to go to my website real quick. Blogs, and I'm going to go to libvirt-D on the Orange Pi because it should be the same, and we're going to put this here, and we're going to take this and we're going to put it over there. And for right now, I just need a terminal window. Okay. I'm not seeing chats, so if you're on Facebook, ping me. It should come through. I'm using StreamYard, so I could add someone else. But we will just continue doing. All right, so the first thing we're going to do. So overall, what I'm going to be doing, guys, tonight is I am setting up libvirt-D on this machine so that I can set up some virtual ARM machines to kind of help replace my lab. So the first thing we got to do is install the packages for for the process. And while it's doing that, let me go ahead and we're going to download OpenSUSE ARM Tumbleweed. Let's go back and go ahead and make this full screen so we can work better. So we'll get this. Go to downloads. And then we want this one here, UEFI ARM. And we're going to do the off-limit ones. We're going to go ahead and hit download. And it's always nice when I hit errors like this. Okay. Real quick, I'm gonna stop sharing my desktop for a second. I really do need two monitors for this. Okay. There's a running joke with most sysadmins, and the running joke is it's always DNS. And trust me, this is going to be DNS. So all right, so we're back in business. So I will go ahead and present my desktop again. Okay, so over here on Ugly Scale Press, I have this little blog I set up, and it's got the packages. We are using Armbian, and I am now, like I said, have ran these, and it's installed. We are now downloading. If it really is going to take 2 hours, we're going to see if I can grab the image from somewhere else. But right now, I just want to make sure that it did install. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to type Virt Manager. Okay, and that is there. And this is my main account, and it should come back and say that the operation is not running, which is fine, because C is trying to connect. Over here, what we want to do real quick is we want to see if it's running. And it is running. Okay, cool. All right. Very cool. So, all right. So we got to do some other work, okay? And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that my NVMe is here. It is not, so let me go through history real quick. And I'm going to mount it. Whoops. Okay. And normally we would do sudo, but since we are already root, and I don't recommend working as root, I'm using, so here's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So right now, I'm using XRDP, and if you go to my channel, you'll see that I've talked about setting that up so you can access it. So because I'm using XRDP, okay, can't log in if my account is active. So TerraPup, my main account, is active. I could log out, but I didn't do that. So I went in with my auxiliary account, Lupenstein, and because of that, I'm coming in this way. So we're going to mount this real quick to this directory. And just to kind of show you guys, on all my machines that I use with libvirtd, here, let's do the whites. You know what? We'll leave it as white. But we are going to do this. Okay. And there's our directory right there. And if I go into that directory, there's no files yet. Okay. So right now, like I said, we are downloading Oh, cool. It's actually speeding up. So we're downloading an ISO that we're going to install. So while that's going on, let's go back over to Virt Manager. And let's get all these other windows so it's not distracting. First thing we're going to want to do is when you launch Virt Management or QM, okay, we got to go set up some stuff, all right? So this here will create your new your verts and all this. This will open up your verts that you're doing. This will do your power, your pause, and our shutdowns, okay? But we want this because this is our actual server. So we're going to click on this. And right now there's nothing running. We do have a NATed network that we can use, okay? But the other thing that I want to do real quick is I want to set up a storage pool. Okay. And it's real simple. Here, let's do that again. So you go to storage, you click plus, and you'll go into your pool. And I'm going to call this vhost because that's where I'm store stuff. You'll click here. You'll go to other locations, computer, and click here. And you'll hit finish. Voila. It sees that we are using, and this is not a very big image. It's a 500 gig, but for what we're going to do, it's pretty nice. Now, I'm going to go into here real quick because the other thing I like to do is I like to make a ISO directory so that way I can put my ISOs there. Okay, images will be in the root of vhost, and ISO will have, excuse me for coughing, ISO will have all my ISOs in there. Okay, so we're going to go back into our vManager. Okay, and I'm going to go back over here. We're going to create another pool. So again, plus. And we're going to call this ISO. And since I know it's going to be under my vhost, so vhost / ISO. Okay, and you don't have to do that, but it's real nice. And if you were using other networks, you can have it on there. Now I'm going to do one more thing. Okay, so just to show you guys, I want to be able to, if I get this up and running the way I want to, I'm going to want it actually in a better place. So I'm going to go to a TrueNAS server that I have set up on my network. Actually, no, it's not that one. Okay. Let's make this bigger. So I'm using TrueNAS Core here. I got plenty of memory. I actually could run using bhyve, run my virtuals machines here, okay? But all I really want to do is I want them to come to this storage area. And I set up a share. With Unix devices, it's always best to use NFS. Okay, so I got a simple NFS share. Let's take a look at it real quick. So it's under my ZFS. Okay, here. Okay, and I do have some ISOs here, but we'll get this set up. All right. But here, what you're going to see is that all this is, I have a Proxmox server that I'm talking to. So I'm going to go ahead, and the other thing I want to show you guys that I had to do so that I could use this was I had to make sure that I was using nobody, no groups, and then, I could go and use other address. I could lock it down to IP addresses. I could use advanced ACLs that NFS is using, but this is my home lab. And if I had a group of people in my home lab, I would say, sure, let's do something, very secure. So I'm just going to get out of this. Okay. So over here, under mount, okay, because I've been a sysadmin for a long time, I don't like having, I could put everything from my NAS to this directory, but as a good rule of thumb, so that I know it's a remote mount, I'm going to put it under here, and we'll go here, and I'm going to create a new directory called vnet or vhost, and then I'm going to do mount -t NFS, the IP address of that, and then the path of where my export is, and that's what it is. NFS, you're exporting a volume on a machine to another volume. And again, if we were using options, we could use passwords and stuff like that, but we're not. So we'll do S, and we're going to do it to mount vhost. And oh, no, it's NFS. Add option mount vhost. Mount type. Okay, let's try that. I might need to okay. So instead of going to Facebook and asking people, hey, how do I do this? Go out and search for it. Google is your friend. So Debian mount NFS. I probably don't have my packages in there. DigitalOcean has great sources, and I'm probably missing that. Oh no, on the client. Here we go. So we'll copy this. Come over here, back to our little window. We'll hit paste. And by the way, I'm using Armbian on my Radix 5, and this is a Radix 5A, which looks like a Raspberry Pi 4. It's got the same form factor. Yep, and that's what we were missing. And this is good for you guys to see what you need. Okay. And real quick, I'm really should have this set up for like 2. I can't see. All right, well, never mind. Okay. So now we'll go back up, our up arrow key, real nice. Okay. And he's still, maybe I mount 196, 197. NFS protocol not supported. What the heck? NFS. Let's go back over here. Create a directory. Okay. And this is where I got that nobody, no groups. Okay. Because it's real helpful when you're doing that. And give me a second, guys. No, that's on the server. That's still on the server. Okay, what is my share? Maybe that's the problem. Okay, let's copy this. This to be safe. One 92.168.107.200. Okay. I think it's going to give me the same error because it's pretty much the same. No, it didn't that time. There's our remote mount. So we're going to go back up to here real quick. And we're going to add Nope. I'm not creating an image. Okay. We're going to come over here, add more storage, and I'm going to call this by its host name. So this is my second NAS. Okay. And we're going to go into MS vhost. Okay. And just to verify that it's there, see, it's 18 terabytes. Okay. And I don't think I have any ARM images up underneath here. So, well, 386. All right. So with that, let's go check our download. It should be done. It is. All right. So I'm going to go to my home directory. Okay. And we're going to move this to vhost ISO. But first, we're going to want to move the image. And that'll take a second. And I'm just checking to see if anybody's actually watching this. So go in real quick. All right. Just me, myself, and I. Okay. So we'll just keep that right there. All right. So our image is moved. Okay. So go back over here. Under ISOs, if you come over here and do a refresh, there's our ISO. Again, NAS, we're going to do storage. I'm going to create 2 OpenSUSE versions tonight. Okay. I am also going to try to download Debian so that I can use it here. Okay. Go to vhost. There's our directory. All right. So I'm going to create before we go to my other image, I'm going to create the first one and I'm going to call it Evergreen 03. I have 2 other OpenSUSE tumbles. I have quite a number. And I'm going to make this 75 gigs. Okay. And I'm going to come over to the NAS and we're going to try to do a raw. I've been having I had an issue with Red Hat writing a raw image to the NAS. So we're going to test real quick to see if it's Red Hat or if it's QEMU that's having the issue. So I'm going to call this Evergreen 04. And I'm going to create another 75 gig image. And it's still not happy about creating raw devices. So anybody out there, if you've seen this, I'd like to know why it's doing this, okay? So with that being said, let's go and we'll create a QCOW2 and we'll keep it 75 and we'll hit create it. And I'm missing a file. All right, so let's do this. App cache search QEMU dash image. Hack dash, and I don't see, there's the system GUI, ARM. We could try installing that, see if it works, but we want, okay, Python lib. So this is the first time I've had, well, I normally use RAWs, so this is interesting. Let's see if it gives me the same issue over on my local storage. Okay. So let's hit cancel. Let's go over here. Okay, it's defaulting to QTAL, and let's call it test. And I'm going to create 20 gigs just to see if it, without QEMING. So, okay. App install QEM-ING. And it's not finding it. So app update, just to make sure I'm not missing something. Okay, let's go into app source list. Now we have all the free stuff, so okay. This is interesting. That's fine. I will figure this out later. Okay. So I can't write a raw to my NAS, but I can't use Cum to write the raw. But watch this. If I do this, and it drives me up the wall. If I do 75 gigs Evergreen 04, and we're going to call it a raw. We hit finish. It's there. And if I come over to vhost, we're going to move this Evergreen 04 to our NAS. We can't create it, but I can create it locally and move it over and it'll work. All right. If I do a refresh over here, it hasn't shown up yet, but it should show up. Okay. So we got our storage places set up. Now, do a little housekeeping. I want to see how my disk IOs are doing. We're going to go ahead and change out the raw since it's not liking. I'm going to change this to VNC. And that looks okay. And that looks okay. So we're going to come up here and we're going to hit create new host. Now I could change it to x86 down here, but for now I'm just going to keep it ARM because this is an ARM system. I haven't tried running something else. Okay. And forgive me, I haven't eaten supper, so I don't know what these Russian things are, but I buy them and they're awesome. All right, so KVM, ARM, vert, port. Okay. And we're going to go into ISO. We're going to select our ISO. And it's going to try to auto-detect the OS, but that's fine. Unselect it, and we'll say OpenSUSE. And there's Tumbleweed. We'll hit forward. And one of the things that's kind of cool about this machine, let me show you guys. We're going to open up another tab by doing Control-Shift-T. Okay. And if, like I said, these little Radix machines are pretty nice. This has 16 gigs, and this is part of the reason I've been wanting to get libvirt on these is the whole fact that I have memory. I mean, right now I'm only using 2 gigs out of the 16 gigs. And I got 8 cores. So, yeah, if I was heavy into gaming like a lot of people, cool. But what I'm doing essentially, what I want to do with this, these are going to be nice little portable labs. So, all right. So we know we got memory. So I'm going to set this little guy up. We need to do one more thing before we go any further. I did install NetUtilities, so we'll do IPA-C-show, or actually, for people that don't know the command, let me show you the proper way of doing it. So IP-C for color, ADDR, show. Okay. And this end one is very important because what I need to do is that's right, can't do it, so hold on. Lupenstein does not have sudo access. I need to take care of that. Oh, and to do that, then sudo. And you have to make sure sudo is installed. So I'm going to take, I'll try, I'm not in VI, I'm in Nano. I love VI, it's so much easier to use. And what I'm doing is, so my other account, not really secure, could cause a lot of problems if this little thing ever got compromised, because I could type sudo and no password. A secure way of doing it is user count, where it's all, like I did for Lupenstein. And what that'll do, it doesn't like the space. So let's go back down. All right, so do Control X. That should be it. Why is it giving me? Oh, I got the all in the wrong place. Okay. All right. So now, so remember this END1, this is going to be important, okay? So we're going to go into network management, okay, TUI, which is a nice Ncurse tool to set up our device. And what we're going to want to do is we're going to want this here, okay? We're going to want that not to be to come up. So I'm going to say that it's shared. And I'm going to turn off IPv6 just because I really can't do a lot with it. And I'm going to come down and I'm going to hit OK. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit add. And I'm going to go down. I'm going to do bridge because that's what we want. And I'm just going to call this bridge 0. Okay. And this NM-bridge means network management bridge, but I want it to be the same. So if your profile and your device are the same, it's the same. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit add. I'm going to hit Ethernet. And the connecting device I wanted to add is a END1. And what that does is a bridge device takes a physical device, creates a new device, that you can now share out with your other verts. Okay. Proxmox, for those of you guys that use it, it does a lot of this for you. Okay. Setting this in the old days, we would have to go in and use bridge control, set it up, and do what you're seeing here. So we'll go ahead and get out of this because now we have our device. And then down here, I'm going to go ahead and set it to manual. And I'm going to give it an IP address. Yours will be different because whatever your network set up to be. And I'm going to go ahead and give it 19/24 means that the net mask is 255.255.255.0. And we have a gateway okay, right there. I'm going to add my, if I can type correctly, my DNS. Slow and steady, Chuck. Okay, so the machine that we're setting up now is going to be another DNS machine. Okay. And I'll have three. The three is Debian. This is Pi-hole, which everybody loves. I'm learning how to use it. And then I'm going to put one of my IP. Actually, let's put Google on there. We'll put Google's IP, or we could put all ones and use Cloudflare, but I don't pay for Cloudflare services, so. And this is the domain that we're on. Okay. And if I was using some type of routing, I would, like I use OpenVPN. And when I come into OpenVPN, it's another network. And by me using that custom route, if a machine has the route for my VPN addresses, I can come in through the VPN and I can work with those and access them with no problems at all. Okay. But I do not have OpenVPN on this network. This network is isolated, and I did that because, as you guys know, I work with small board computers, so we're just working within this small little range. So we'll go ahead and come down here. Again, I'm going to turn off IPv6. Did I turn it off? Yes, I did. Okay, and we'll hit OK. So this is our new device. Okay. Now, oh, it says it's activated. Let's see if it is. Obviously, it's still holding my DHCP address. So let's see what's going on. Okay, and it's saying that my device is down, and probably because that N1, okay, show you guys something real quick. Let me get a pen. So okay, this is our bridge device. We just set it up. And a bridge device, like I told you, it needs physical host. This is virtual. We need the physical host. So our physical host would be END1, but when I set it up, it's probably freaking out because it's like, okay, I connect with this. And let's see if I got bridge control in here to kind of show what I'm talking about. I do have bridge control. So bridge control right now is saying that there's no interface. So even though I told Network Manager, and this is something I noticed, that I want to use this device, it's not really added that device. And I don't want to just do it yet because it's probably going to kill this. But what I can do is I can use bridge control and say to add device, okay, IF, an internet device, and I'm going to go ahead and say our bridge 0, and we're going to add END1. Cannot add END1, operation not permitted. Interesting. Very, very interesting. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to copy down the MAC address. So 7 alpha colon 49 colon alpha 5 colon 79 colon 8 foxtrot colon 4 foxtrot. And then we're going to take, you can see it on my screen. So we're going to take, this is our MAC address, okay? And believe it or not, if you look up who manufactures this, this with MAC address, it will tell you who owns that. So we're going to go back into Network Manager. Okay, we're going to edit our connection. And all right. And I'm going to go to here. I'm going to hit edit. Okay, so it's added it. That's good. And part of the reason I don't want to disconnect it just yet is, okay, I don't want it to lose it. So let's do this real quick. I'm going to go to, let's do Control Shift T, and I'm going to, it should be online. Okay, it is. All right. Sorry, I had to mute my mic. My 2 dogs behind me are fixing to fight, and I have to tell them to stop. And what I'm doing real quick, if you're wondering, is, so this is the machine that I've gotten most of my libvirt-D stuff working on. Okay, and I just want to make sure, no, I don't have it on this one. Okay, Okay. I'm doing it again. Hold on. Brain farts. Yes, I have a network device here. So what I want to do real quick is I want to come down to it. Hold on. First of all, let me go into my... Now, the Orange Pi Plus has 2 network devices, so I'm using the first one. Okay. And it is shared like our other one. Good. Okay. And that's what I wanted to check. So awesome. And then down here, okay, there's our device. It was added, and everything looks pretty much the same. So, all right, I'm just curious. So let's go ahead and get out of this. And I want to make sure that our file's moving, how much of it's moved. Okay. And I'm not seeing anything back, so I wonder if the system's just busy or... Yeah, it looks like it's busy, so let's get out of this. Okay. We still got our file system going? Yes, we're still mounted, so it's, I assume, moving. Hold on, let's just look real quick. Yeah, so we're still moving the file, so all right, so let's go ahead and get out of this. All right. And this window's pretty much locked up. So we're going to kill that terminal and we're going to... Okay. So I should be able to run now. I can. So I'm going to go in here and hopefully I'm not going to kill anything. I'm going to hit deactivate. Okay. I apologize, guys. I have 2 beagles. I love them to death. And the older dog, she's now 5 years old. The younger dog that we call the puppy is 2. And right now, the older dog is in heat, and for some odd reason, the younger dog is chasing her and whining at her. Ah, ah, ah. If there's a kitty cat or a possum, leave them alone. And I did that because they're going to fix him to bark. So we're still down. Okay. And I need this to finish. All right. You know what? For the sake of moving stuff, I'm going to tell it to reboot. And it's still over here moving stuff. Let me see if I can do. Oh, I can do this. Show you the old way we used to do stuff. So okay, my bridge device, like I said, it's just not showing up. And bridge control. And we need this bridge device so that we can attach our verts to it. So what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to Are you kidding me? All right. Okay. I'm going to bring up Mobile Xterm over here. And I'm going to set up ping, see if it comes up with the bridge device. And I know it's probably going to take a while. So Windows only does 3 pings and quits. So if you do ping-n, I'm going to say 25. It should ping. The other thing I'm going to do for a second is I'm going to switch to that device. Hopefully you didn't lose me. Okay. Nope, you've not lost me, but I'm not seeing anything come up either. All right, I hate doing this, but see if we can get it come up a little bit quicker. And then to kind of, again, show you guys what we're using. And on my window, it's coming up. And all right, let's do this so you guys can kind of see what I'm working on. All right, so open up my terminal. Okay. And it's still saying it is still saying that the device, but it's given it a different MAC address too. So maybe something's wrong here. So we're going to work on this side for a second. All right. Edit connections. Edit. Okay. Okay, that's right. I'm going to do this real quick. Oh, get it in there. Edit. Okay. 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 All right. So I'm going to deactivate that one. Deactivate that one. Okay, it's still saying there's something wrong with this. Bridge control. Add by F. My bridge is 0 and END1 is my device. Cannot add to bridge 0 permissions not. Why is it not permitted? There's one thing that drives me up the wall with Armbian is this stuff. So hold on, we're going to try something else. So go back into our network device. We'll deactivate that, go back. I'm going to delete this. We're going to hit add. We're going to go back to bridge. And we're just going to let it and the one thing I'm going to do different here is that MAC address we wrote down earlier. We are going to add that. 7 alpha 49 A5 7 9 8 Foxtrot 4 Foxtrot. Okay. And I'm going to see if it'll do just DHCP for right now. And it's still saying it can't do it. Now, Orange Pi, I've been having good luck. This is why I wanted to work on this tonight. And I figure if I'm going to work on it, I would try to have other people. So it has our END1. Okay. All right, let's try something crazy. We're going to see if it's Armbian. Because like I said, Armbian's been acting kind of weird on bridge stuff. I have a Banana Pi R2 that it has some issues with, so give me a second, guys. And what I'm doing, I have a 2.5. This is Asus 2.5. So first we're going to see if it can read it. Next, we're going to see if we can add it. If it adds this, fine. If not, then it's something with the OS, and I got to figure out why Bridge Control's not adding it. So 1 second. Okay. It is plugged up. All right, so this is our new device. Okay, and I'm going to copy this. First of all, let's do this. It's saying my bridge name does not exist, so that really ticks me off. But if look at that. Okay, and if I do a clear, let me get back over to my other desktop so you guys can see what I'm seeing instead of this, the mobile extern. All right. First of all, we're going to SSH into it. It's unfair for me to talk about how to set all this stuff up and you guys can't see it. So we will definitely get into it now. Okay. All right. So we're going to get into it. 138. That's right, because that device is down. I think we're on 154. Let me pop back over here for a second. And it always helps if you get your IPs before you jump. It is 154. Okay. Okay, I'm going to turn back on END1. And I want to see if I can do a couple things real quick. See if how bad I'm going to mess stuff up. All right. Let's go back over to the other window. What? Where did that IP address come from? Hmm. Okay, so all right. So it is 154. Hmm. All right, I'm going to pause for a second. I need to get something to drink. Okay. So I'll be right back. Okay. All right, so you guys can't see this. I apologize. I'm just trying to see why I'm having some issues so I can reconnect and we'll get back up. So give me 1 minute. All right, I'm going to do a quick ARP, see why I'm not able to connect back. It says everything is stale, and there's my machine. Let's do a quick ping on the gateway. All right, well, let me see if I can get this set up here. We'll reboot. So 1 more second, guys. Okay, so I'm going to go back in. My bridge device should have the ASUS now, and it does not. Okay, we are going to tell it, though, we want to use that IP that I was setting up a second ago. So we're going to add 192.167.107.19/24, which again is 255.255.255. We're going to add our gateway. Going to add our DNS. Okay. Okay. All right. And I'm going to come up to this one for right now, and that's good. Let's disable IPv6. Deactivate. And it didn't see any error messages, so that's good. And it still says it's down. Okay, we're going to try again. Copy. Add. And we're going to come take a look. See. Do a show. It does show it. And IPv6. And it still says it's down. All right, let's do. Okay, it does show it. That's good. All right, I'm going to do one more reboot. So the problem I'm having right now is because, like I said, Liberty, we're almost ready to set up a virtual device, okay, or sorry, a virtual machine. Is I have to have this bridge device, but again, Orange Pi, and I'll show you guys here in a second. We'll log into the Orange Pi device. It worked, and again, that device, and the reason, if you're wondering why I'm pointing this way, it's right behind the camera. That device is running Debian 11, no problems at all. This Radix is running Armbian, which again, I have had trouble with. So let's see if a reboot helps. So I'm going to do IP-CA show, and it still says my bridge device is down. Can I get back into my Windows machine so I can share with you guys? 1 second. Yes, I can. All right. All right, cool. So now let's go ahead and all right, so see Armbian, and I'm going to bring up my little window. So this is what's driving me up the wall. Okay. I'm going to make the text a little bit bigger for you guys, okay? So let's go in here real quick, and we'll go in. It doesn't have the shape. This is where mobile term makes me spoiled. But anyway, if I do IP a dash show, this is the new device I hooked up, okay? And it's not, okay, it's not working with my bridge device, okay? That's my bridge device. Excuse me, don't mean to cough in you guys' ears. So let's do this. I hate network management. I might, if this doesn't work, I'll probably end the broadcast because it's getting late. But we're going to try this real quick. So we're going to go in. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this, but I'm going to delete this. Oh, look at that. I don't even have my network device added. What the heck? Weird. Let's see if I can get it back in there real quick. So IPA show. Okay, we'll take this, copy it, we'll paste it here. Okay. All right. And we'll go through and we'll hit OK. And we'll deactivate. Okay. Okay, it says it's active. If I go back, and this should be shared, okay, because, this device, actually, you know what? Let's do this. No, we'll keep it as shared, okay. All right. I'm not using Wi-Fi, so this is the one that is on the Radix 5. This is my Asus that I just plugged up. Okay. Let's do a clear. IP-C link show. And see, it still says that my bridge doesn't have anything. So we're going to go, this is the last time I'm going to try this. So I'm going to go in here. For some reason, it does not like me calling it bridge 0. And again, it's Armbian that's, it's driving me up the wall. So we're going to delete this. Okay. And for right now, I'm going to delete both of these because it's just, these are home networks. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say disable the IP on this config. Okay. Just make sure, not worry about security. Okay, and all this. Okay. I am, though, let me get my pin real quick. It fell. I am going to get the MAC address. So Alpha 0:36 Bravo Charlie Delta 9 37 Charlie 5. Okay. And before I add a bridge device, we have no bridge device. Now what I could do, let's just use old commands and see if it'll work. So we'll do bridge, add bridge, and we'll call it B0. And if we do show bridge, there's our show bridge. Okay, and if I do an IP-C A-show, okay, there's our bridge. Okay, and now I'm going to add my network device to bridge 0. Okay. If I go back in, still says it's down. So let's try this. If up bridge 0. What? If up, okay. Let's app install if up down. And all I really want to do is I want to get this up so we can get our one device at it, but it's just driving me up the wall. how bad this is not working. All right, so I'm going to do. All right, let's do a clear. So IPC A show. Okay, bridge control. Just to make sure our settings are still there. Show. Okay. And if we go to network devices, it's not going to show my device. Okay. Okay, and I just turned it off because I want to make sure that when I do my if up, it'll come up. So link show. So see, we have connectivity, but we don't have an IP. But 0, our bridge 0 for some reason is still not showing anything. So let's do if up BR0. Unknown device BR0. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do bridge control. Let's delete that device. Okay. And I'm going to, this is what's going to drive me mad. We're going to go in here and we're going to go ahead and hit add. And we're going to go to bridge device. Okay. And I'm going to add my one device to it. Okay. And we'll hit OK. And I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. Activate device. So it says it's activated. So we're going to go back here. Do clear IP A show. And it still says it's down. All right. I'm going to minimize this RxDP. I'm going to open up another one. And I want to show you guys the difference and why I'm complaining so much. So, hold on. Okay. Actually, I hate their default terminal. Let me get my X-Face terminal real quick because I really do like it. And I can make the font a little bit bigger over here. Okay, appearance. Okay, guys, so this to show you, this is my Orange Pi, and this, so you guys can see, it should not be this difficult with these ARM devices, but Debian 11, and I'm using 11 because libvirtd in 12 was giving me some issues, but this is working, okay? And if I do the same ifconfig, or sorry, IP, okay, there's my network device. It's up. And if I do bridge control, show, hold on. Okay. See, this is how it should look. Okay. But if we come back over here, okay, and I do, just to show you guys again, I'm not going crazy. This is the Armbian. Okay, this is, and look, oh, this is 12. And I did tell you guys I was having issues with 12. So I may need to work on this. But getting back to my network device, okay. It did add the device because that's correct. Okay. And I did say automatic. Okay. Now I'll go up here. It's probably not going to matter much, but we'll change this. And I'm going to deactivate this for a second. And it's trying to connect. So, all right, to my friends or people watching this, if you know what's going on with Debian 12, why it's doing that, that would be nice to know. Because I guarantee it still says it's down. There's no carrier. Okay, and if I do my bridge control, the device, it's, well, here, let's try adding the device one more time. Now I'm going to try to add the ND1 that I had problems with earlier. So this is our device. That's not the one I wanted, but okay, we'll try to add. Yeah, we'll try to add the ASUS to it. So we'll do that. It says it added it. Okay. And if I go do IP a show, helps if I put the A in there. It still says it's down. But it's not down. It is not down. All right, let's try something, okay? So I'm going to go back in and we're going to go into administrative and we're going to launch our virtual manager, which is libvirtd. And if this doesn't work, if I can't get out, then there's something messed up about It's either Armbian or Debian 12. Okay. All right, so I'm going to come over here. All right, thanks, John. I'll try that real quick. So my buddy John is saying if I do IP, so sudo IP. All right, let's copy it real quick. Well, okay, it's because we deleted the bridge 0. So let's do the one that we actually just created. And it sucks being dyslexic. Okay, well, it's up. So let's try. Hey, John, that got the link up. Thank you, buddy. I really do appreciate that. So let me try this real quick. Sudo. So I'm going to go into that one bridge device now, and I'm going to give it a static. And I'm only going to add one of my DNS servers for right now. We'll just add the Pi-hole. That's not what I typed. You know what? I'm tired. Let's just disable this. Just one more time. It didn't save it. Ugh. Okay. Yep. DNS. I'm not even going to put a search domain for right now. I just want to see if we can get something out. Oh, now it's still saying. Huh. So a minute ago it was up. Now it's showing it's down. Wow. All right. Well, let's take off the eyepiece real quick. Oh, now it's up. Okay. Cool. Cool. All right. So now so getting back. We're going to now try to create our vert. So I'm going to minimize the window. Let's drag this over. So we're going to hit forward. We're going to select our ISO. We're going to uncheck the auto, and we'll go ahead and type open. We'll hit tumbleweed, forward, and because I rebooted, it's not there. So 1 second. And we're going to do bang 104. And the bang, for you guys that don't know what this does, is it will repeat the command. Okay. See, up arrow, it shows the command. I'll look at your message here in a second, John. Okay, and then I'm going to do, well, we'll leave the NFS stuff off. Right now we want this. So now if I hit browse, okay. Okay, it does see it. Good. All right. So again, this Radix has 16 gigs of memory. And I'm going to use, I believe it has 8 cores. So let's check real quick. We'll run htop. Yep, 8 cores, so good. So I'm going to go ahead and be nice and give it 4. So I'm doing, it's probably overkill. You know what? It's overkill. We'll just do 2 with 4 gigs of memory. And then I created that image earlier, so we'll go here. And there it is, Evergreen 3. Okay, we'll hit forward. Now, with these ARM devices, there's a few things that we're going to need to do. So I'm going to hit customize before installed. The virtual network, no, we don't. Hold on. Oh, so where is my network device? So, okay, we're going to use our MN bridge. Okay. Hit apply. And then if you notice, right now, with the ARM devices, which is something that's really kind of a pain, is the fact that there's no like graphical interfaces. So the first thing I need to do is I need to go add graphics. So I'm going to add my VNC server. I could use Spice, but I found out VNC just works. Okay, so I'm going to hit finish. Next thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add video, and it could be virtual, but I just set VGA, just to be safe. And now the next thing that we're going to need to add is we're going to need to add under USB, not USB devices, where is it? Input. We're going to add this tablet. The next thing we're going to add, is we're going to go back into our input, and we're going to select a USB keyboard, and we're going to go back into input the last time, and we're going to add a USB mouse. So adding the VNC will give us our graphical interface. If not, on these, if you get libvirt working, like let's say you're setting it up on a Raspberry Pi. That's how I learned to get this working on ARMS. Using something like Alpine, which is a very minimalist distro, works great. It's all text. But if you want to use graphical interfaces on ARM, you need to have, okay, VNC, VGA, and then of course you're going to need something to get it up and running. So we got all that now, okay? So now I hit up here, begin installation. Now, if everything works right here in about a minute or two, we should see something pop up here that looks like the ISO. It does take it a while to work, okay? It's just slow. And I think that's just because, we're using the Maui graphics, and it's not like working on your laptop or server or anything like that. It just doesn't have the power. So we'll let that run. And this over here, this to show you, let's minimize this. I'm going to move this over here. It is running, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and open this. Oh, it's open already. Hold on. So that's our CPU usage. This is the host CPU usage. Memory usage. Disk I/O. And network, okay? And again, we'll see if it comes up here in a second, but just to show you guys, let's go back to my other one. So if I come up here to application and I go into systems and I go down to virtual machines, okay? All right, this is a Debian box that I got set up, and this is Debian ARM. And let's go ahead and turn it on. By the way, these are both using the Rockchip 3588, okay? Pretty much 8 cores, okay? They're both 16 gigs. The only difference between the Orange Pi and the Radix, well, the hardware, of course, but there's really not that much. So we're going to go over here, and I'm going to hit power on. And I'm going to open it. And see, again, it gives you that display. So, but it is coming up. So let me go back over to our Radix to see if it finally came up. No, it is still in the process of doing something. Okay. And look at this. Here's the Orange Pi. Here is my Debian. Okay. And it booted up just fine. Now, let's do this real quick. There's all our graphs and everything. And if I go in back up here and we do our bridge control, there's my device and all that. So libvirt, the whole reason I'm trying to get all this stuff and running, guys, is I want portable labs. So now that I know I can get it working, I am going to try to see if I can fire up an x86. Probably can't, but again, it's nice. And I do have a 32 gig Orange Pi coming, Orange Pi Plus. So I'm really excited. Over here, it's still chugging along. Okay. But the CPU, like I said, it's over here. It is trying to do something. Okay. Now, I'm going to try a different one. So we're going to hit new. Okay. We'll use that same ISO. Okay. I'll go back and select OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. Give it a little bit more power. Let's give it another 4 gigs because, you know, we got 16 gigs. We're fine. I'm going to select that other image. And this time, what I'm going to do is okay. And it should come up quicker, but it's going to be more text-based this time. So I'll give it a second. And see, we got the flashing cursor over here. And if I go check the port, there's our VNC connection that we got up and running. Okay. It just takes it a while. Oh, and by the way, guys, so as you're watching me stumble through this, this is the first time for me to try to get libvirt up and running on the Radix. I've had great success with, that's an Odroid up there, if you can see it. Real good success with those. Orange Pi. The Radix, this is new, and I may go see if they have just plain Jane Debian to see if that helps me out. Okay. Nothing yet on either one of these, so. All right, guys, I'm going to kill this live feed. For anybody who watched, John, thank you for your help. I'll let you guys know what's going on. Like I said, I was hoping this would go smoother, but over the next period, so I'm going to be trying StreamYard. And if anybody wants to join, talk with me, maybe we can work through this stuff. I can send you a link and invite, and you can join me, and we can talk about this. I'm trying to get more stuff set up in my lab. Okay. This is running Docker on it. It's running it very well. I probably behind it, there's this Nano Jetson. I'm probably going to put see if I can get some type of Docker device on it running. But I'm going to go ahead and kill this. Wasn't planning to be on as long as I was, but I appreciate all the help. Okay. And I really do appreciate it. So and let me find the window where Yard Stream is. And again, I was broadcasting tonight on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So thank you guys. All right. Like I said, I'll let you guys know how it goes. I'm tired, but I'm going to be working in my home lab some more. So you'll see me stumbling like I did tonight. All right. Appreciate it. Talk to you guys later.